Although a popular vice president, President Joe Biden now faces threats from every corner. Which members of his own party have hampered his plans? Keep watching to find out who among domestic and world leaders he should most fear. During the first year of Joe Biden's presidency, one West Virginian became an unexpected thorn in his side. Democratic Senator Joe Manchin announced he was against Biden's proposed $1.75 trillion Build Back Better bill, which sought to expand the social safety net and enact climate policies, while almost every other Democratic lawmaker backed it. Manchin explained, "I'm open to supporting a final bill that helps move our country forward, but I'm equally open to voting against a bill that hurts our country."
I just can't. I've tried everything humanly possible. I can't get there.
He also called on Biden to allow the controversial Keystone XL pipeline to be built, arguing that America should be able to rely on fossil fuels closer to home. The senator might have other reasons for getting in Biden's way, however. Political watchdog Accountable.us reported that he had received more than $1.5 million in donations from corporate interests who were against the Build Back Better bill. According to The Guardian, he's also accepted more money from the oil and gas industry than any other senator.
This is a no.
The other senator who made headlines with their opposition to Joe Biden's Build Back Better bill was Kyrsten Sinema. The Arizona senator voted against raising the minimum wage, and according to Accountable.us, Sinema received nearly $1 million from opponents of the bill in 2021. She was also criticized for turning against plans to lower prescription drug prices while taking money from the pharmaceutical industry. Explaining why she wasn't afraid to go against other Democrats, Sinema told Politico, "I've been concerned at the push that happens in both parties. This push to have no disagreements, to only have unity, or to only speak with one voice. And some will say, oh, that is our strength. Having some disagreement is normal. It is real, it is human, and it is an opportunity for us as mature beings to work through it." Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley has been one of the GOP's most popular potential presidential candidates for 2024, and she planned on using her star power to help Republican candidates campaign and fundraise for the 2022 midterms. According to Politico, although Haley has flip-flopped on her loyalty to Trump, her criticism of Biden has stayed consistent. She claimed that his foreign policy had the rest of the world questioning his judgment in an interview with Fox News.
They're not scared of America anymore. No one is scared of America anymore.
She also told the Christian broadcast network that Biden's age was a problem, saying, "Well, what I'll tell you is, rather than making this about a person, we seriously need to have a conversation that if you're going to have anyone above a certain age in a position of power, you should have some sort of cognitive test." By late 2021, speculation had already begun about which Republicans might challenge Joe Biden in the 2024 presidential election. According to the New York Times, Governor Ron DeSantis has been a popular name since he emerged at the Conservative Political Action Conference as the second most popular speaker behind Trump.
Well, thank you. We love you too.
He had money pouring into his PAC from billionaire fans. According to Bloomberg, the Florida Republican had raised $55 million by September 2021, almost half of which came from outside Florida. In 2021, DeSantis adopted a new tactic, opposing COVID-19 mandates for vaccinations and face masks, which the Biden administration backed. He told reporters, "We are not in Florida going to allow any media-driven hysteria to do anything to infringe people's individual freedoms when it comes to any type of COVID variants." Political strategist Rick Wilson told NPR that this was a strategic decision, explaining that DeSantis has an acute understanding of who his voters are. He stated, "He has a very keen sense of what the Fox audience wants to hear, and they want to hear vaccine skepticism. They want to hear that they're going to oppose allowing private companies to mandate vaccinations for their employees."
No, anybody should lose their job because of these COVID jabs.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, one of the most popular members of the squad, hasn't been shy about criticizing Joe Biden and his policies. In February 2021, the New York politician reacted to a report by The Washington Post about immigrant children being held in specially built facilities by tweeting, "This is not okay, never has been okay, never will be okay, no matter the administration or party." And she was determined to hold the president accountable over compromises made in the Build Back Better bill as well. She told the New York Times, "There is an enormous amount of executive action that they're sitting on that I think is underutilized. She has publicly expressed her desire to see Biden take a more aggressive stance on some of the issues that are important to her and her constituents, including climate change, student loans, and immigration, even if he had to do it without bipartisan support or the full backing of his party.
Frankly, we really need to understand that this is our one big shot.
In March 2021, Lachlan Murdoch admitted that as CEO of Fox News, his goal was to oppose and criticize Joe Biden at every turn. Speaking at a conference for Morgan Stanley investors, he said, the main beneficiary of the Trump administration from a ratings point of view was MSNBC, and that's because they were the loyal opposition. He went on to discuss how Fox News intended to cater to its viewers by attacking the Democratic administration's decisions. He said, that's what our job is now with the Biden administration, and you'll see our ratings really improve from here. Senator Tim Scott emerged as a popular political figure after being chosen to deliver the Republican Party's official response to Joe Biden's address to Congress in April 2021. In his response, which was videoed and aired by multiple networks, he began by clarifying that Biden seems like a good man, before launching into a series of criticisms. In his speech, he stepped into the national debate over how racial history is taught in schools, saying,
"Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country."
Scott also claimed that the president was planning to appoint more justices to the Supreme Court, although Biden has indicated otherwise. Scott also insisted that when it came to COVID-19, former President Donald Trump was more responsible for reducing cases than Biden.
This administration inherited a tide that had already turned. The coronavirus is on the run.
His speech clearly captivated Republican voters. Politico reported that thousands of supporters donated nearly $20 million towards Scott's re-election campaign over the course of 2021. So although he told the Post and Courier that he would support Donald Trump if he runs in 2024, the South Carolina Republican might be a contender. If Joe Biden runs for re-election in 2024, there's still a chance that he might be running against his 2020 rival, Donald Trump. Claiming that the former president would have a lead in the 5 swing states that Biden won in 2020, GOP pollster Tony Fabrizio told Politico, poll after poll clearly demonstrates that former President Donald Trump is still the 800-pound gorilla in the GOP and would be its 2024 nominee should he run. This new data clearly shows that today the voters in these 5 key states would be happy to return Trump to the White House and send Biden packing. Trump himself has hinted that another campaign might be in the cards, telling Fox Business in November 2021 that he was confident about his chances. Although Xi Jinping has spoken highly of Joe Biden, calling him an old friend during recent talks, there are apparently still tensions between the Chinese leader and the American president. As the BBC reported, Chinese state-run media accused Biden of, quote, playing with fire over Taiwan and its disputed independence. The news outlet Global Times reportedly explained that Xi resented the attempts by the Taiwan authorities to seek U.S. support for independence from China. According to a briefing from the White House, Biden raised the subject of Taiwan during a virtual meeting with Xi in November 2021, telling Xi he opposed efforts that might undermine Taiwan's stability. Still, according to the briefing, he also mentioned concerns about China's practices in Xinjiang, Tibet, and Hong Kong, as well as China's general handling of human rights. Pete Buttigieg made a name for himself through his ambitious campaign for the Democratic nomination in 2020. The up-and-coming Indiana politician has since been surrounded by rumors of a 2024 run. Although he denies having any rivalry with fellow politicians, he said on NBC's Meet the Press, "There's no room to get caught up in the parlor games, and I'm proud to be part of the Biden-Harris team." As Politico reported, Buttigieg's Political Action Committee, Win the Era, was still calling for donations and arranging events as of November 2021, building on the hype of his 2020 campaign. West Wing insiders reportedly think it's possible he could be the Democratic nominee, despite him insisting that he's happy as the transportation secretary. The tense relationship between America and Russia could threaten Joe Biden's presidency if Vladimir Putin decides to invade Ukraine. Biden has been criticized for his response to Putin's increasingly aggressive attitude towards the Ukrainian border, where increasing numbers of Russian troops were posted in 2021. According to Reuters, Putin was possibly hoping to draw Biden's attention in order to hold another summit and discuss Russia's security. Putin told reporters, "Our recent warnings have had a certain effect. Tensions have arisen there anyway. It is important for them to remain in this state for as long as possible so it does not occur to them to stage some kind of conflict on our western borders. We do not need a new conflict." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about people in the news are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.